All right, Hobby Lobby. So, Tom Macdonald got a video called Dear Slim. I didn't watch it yet. This is going to be a first-time reaction. And apparently, he hooked up with Marshall Mathers, and they did a little something. And I'm excited to watch it. So, we're going to watch it together, and I'm going to give y'all my reaction and feedback, as I always do. So, stay tuned.
1 in a million to one villain. Too hot to be in the kitchen, I'll end up melting the ceiling.
All right, so before we get into this, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers who took the time to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, get notified of all my future videos. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you. And if you subscribe, help me get to 1,000 subscribers, because if you do, I am going to take this one chip challenge, and it's going to probably kill me, but we're going to celebrate on a live stream. So thank y'all so much. And let's get into why y'all actually came here to see me do a reaction to Dear Slim by your one and only Tom Macdonald. Let's get it.
Dear Slim, I thought you might have heard of me maybe, because lately
All right, so right off the bat, what we're doing, we actually taking it back to the real original video from Slim Shady himself, Stan. And y'all already know that song was a classic. People loved it. I loved it. And it's clear that Tom Macdonald is taking the same path based on the imagery I already saw so far. And the beat seemed like it's just dropped and it's going to be good. So just original reaction.
where I turn, someone's comparing us crazy. I never would have thought when I was bumping Biggie and Pac that I would buy bleach in a box and become the product of shade. But
woo! All right, so your boy Tom Macdonald is coming lyrical on this one, and basically saying, like, I never even imagined when I was listening to Biggie and Pac that one day it would be shady. Basically, like, you know, nobody really knew. If you want to be honest, Eminem gave us something that nobody expected to see at the time, and he did it in such a way and in such a fashion, it was legendary. It's iconic, and I don't care who you is, you can't say that Slim Shady, that Marshall Mathers is not one of the best that ever did it. He got to at least be in the top 5. I place him up there highly. And Tom Macdonald, when I listened to a few of his other videos, I did some reactions on it before, I definitely got some Slim Shady vibes, got some Eminem vibes from it, and I could tell you that they're different. They're not exactly the same. They have their own uniqueness about them, but they definitely have a lot in common, and which is a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing that Eminem came and produced this song for Tom Macdonald. Kudos.
I'm here now. Hi, my name is Tom Macdonald. People call me controversial. I'm the one that counterculture follows. Every song I drop's a problem. I offend an awful lot with topics commenting on race and politics. I'm pretty awesome. Dear
How many people doing that? Now, look, to be fair, there are other artists out there who literally talk about certain controversial topics. But Tom Macdonald has a uniqueness way of doing it because, believe it or not, he'll actually talk about things that most people won't, because his positions on a lot of things are not what's popular. It's one thing to comment on things that is popular in the liberal circles or in the media. You don't really get no hot water for that. Yeah, maybe the conservatives won't like you very much, but this guy touches on the topics and he hits it and he's bragging about that. He's hitting it on the head saying, I do all of those things. And guess what? I'm awesome. Nothing wrong with being awesome, right? Nothing wrong with that.
Slim, I know we're very different politically. Seems like some of your biggest fans are the victims I'm triggering.
Woo! And look, I didn't even think about this at first, but Tom Macdonald and Eminem probably, yeah, they don't share the same political philosophy or ideas, and they still work together. Kudos. Like I said, kudos. I like that. I like the lyrics, and he pointing it out like, yo, you know, I know we don't share this same political ideas and stuff like that, and I respect that he's going to put that out there on this song and talk about it. And look, if I find something to criticize, I'll criticize it. And to be fair, the beat is nice. It ain't the nicest beat, but I like it. It's all right.
Convinced I don't like you, which ain't consistent with history. I was picked on as a kid, and they don't know what Slim did for me, but I'm here.
Woo! All right. So, like I said, sticking with the imagery when it comes to Stan, and really like it. He's in the room, he's writing like Stan was and punching the wall. And he's also talking about, you know, how Slim Shady, when he was going through some horrible things in life, how Eminem helped him and was there for him. Now, piggyback off of what he said, we don't agree politically or anything, but I can still acknowledge your influence, acknowledge what you did for me and did for the game and how it impacted me. And if it's true, it's true. You gotta speak on the truth.
Here now, and I fight the system just like you. Was addicted to pills and liquor and quit them just like you. People claim that you hate me, but Marshall, that can't be right, dude. You'd have.
So we got a lot of common, Marshall Mathers. We got a lot in common, Eminem. And based on those things, I can relate to you. I can relate to you. So people would assume, based on our differences, that we wouldn't get along and things of that sort. But they don't know the story. And this song right here is going to broaden that and to paint a bigger picture and show people what it was really like having that influence in your life and being appreciative of that. A lot of times in our life, we may not always disagree or agree with somebody, but even if you disagree with someone about big issues, they can have a heavily influence on your life. And just me personally, I didn't agree with my father growing up at all. I went out in the streets and I did things that I shouldn't have been doing, and my father was not like that at all. And he talked to me blue in the face. I hated his lifestyle. I did not want to be clean cut. I didn't want to live in a nice fancy house. I didn't want to stay in the suburbs. I wanted to be out in the streets. I wanted to be a gangster. And I still, to this day, look up to my father. And I did back then, even though we had our differences, and everything that he taught me and all the things that we've been through actually helped me in the future. And I can sit here right now and say, you know, that even if we disagree on certain things, I'm 100%, you know, respecting what you did for me. That's what Tom Macdonald was doing here.
To hate yourself as well as Marshall, I'm you. Marshall.
Woo! Like looking in the mirror. Like before you say you hate me or anything, remember where you came from. Remember what you've been through. Look in that mirror and you will see that I am you. Bars.
Remember back when you became Eminem. You changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you. I don't give a...
All right. I don't really like that singing part. The sound of it, I'm not really a big fan of. But I get the message. I hear the message this time around and what he's singing. And, you know, Marshall Mathers, I'm just like you. He's just like you. This is very seldom do somebody get to really, you know, do something with their idol and to make something happen that's very important and special to them. And this is one of those moments, and Tom Macdonald was able to do that. So I send power out to him. Let's go.
What, saying what I want with my fingers up. Everybody triggered and they think I suck. But I don't give a what. Nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what. Nah, 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 nah.
And that's that Eminem vibe. I don't care. Remember that Eminem? Remember the Eminem who just didn't care what he said, and he said what was on his mind, and he said some gruesome things, and it was fine because he was expressing himself and putting his thoughts out on paper. That's what he was doing. So that's the same thing Tom Macdonald is doing. He's practicing the same formula in such a way, but in his own unique way, but he's practicing that formula and it works. It works time and time again. And when y'all gonna learn that you don't have to go along to get along. Sometimes it's going against the grain and it's perfectly fine. It's that simple.
Slim, I thought that maybe because you paved the way for me, you might relate to weight that Caucasian rappers are carrying. They're constantly comparing us to you. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, they do that. If you're a white rapper, it's always a comparison to Eminem. Why is that? Why can't you just be in your own lane? Why are you being judged by your skin color? Why? It's not important. It's not important at all.
For gaining their approval, it's just hate we're inheriting. But I'm here now. Go ahead and hate it, don't hurt. Call me culture vulture garbage, those are ignorant words. I kill a vulture, cook the poultry in a pan till it's burnt. See, Marshall, I'm just like you. I'm flipping the bird. Dear Slim.
Dear Slim, I would love for Tom Macdonald to put more of his writing. Like now he has this close up and it's showing what he's writing. I would love to see more of that in this video. Because I would like to see what kind of letter he would be writing, Slim. Just my little critique of that right there.
I just want to give you your flowers. I spent hours memorizing all of your songs in 2000. You were the reason I screamed at all of my teachers. A teen, I needed your.
Yo, he was really influenced. He was really influenced. Like Eminem brought a wave to music, and look. I can pretty much guarantee you that so many young people really channeled their anger and frustration through his music, and he was that instrument for that. Tom Macdonald's no different. A lot of times these guys get real famous and they get real big, and you don't really see the humanity of it. And one thing about Tom Macdonald, he always shows the humanity of his situation and circumstance. And a lot of rappers do this. A lot of rappers talk about what they've been through. It gets to the point where some people glorify all of the negativity, whereas I don't think Tom Macdonald does that. And there are a lot of artists who don't glorify it, like J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar and people of that sort, who will talk about things they've been through, but also show it to you in a different light. So where you won't glorify that or look on it as something to be desired.
CD on repeat and shady space on my t-shirt, but I'm here now. They call me controversial just like you. We're both white, both rap, both of our eyes blue. Screw any guy who tries to say you changed and don't like you, cause in my mind it's still 99 and I'm you. Marshall, remember back when you became Eminem, you changed the world with a pen.
Now, like I said, I don't like this hook, but he's saying, Marshall, remember when you became Eminem? Remember how you changed the world with your pen? You know, you remember those things? Do you remember? Because, you know, there's been some controversial moments in your career, and whereas you might have taken a different position than people actually expected you to, especially when it came to, like, you know, people speaking their truth or speaking up and saying what they felt, and you kind of didn't really display that later on in your career. And, you know, I definitely get that vibe from Tom Macdonald saying, remember? Do you remember who you are? You know, because I'm you, remember? Like, look back at your old self and then look at me and tell me that I don't remind you of yourself.
Well, now I'm just like you. I don't give a what, saying what I want with my fingers up. Everybody triggered and they think I suck, but I don't give a what. Nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what. Nah, 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 nah. Whether you love me or hate me or think I'm crazy, up to 100 grand to get a beat from Shady.
Woo! Now we on the bragging rights. Like, you might not love me, you might not hate me, whatever you do, dude. Just remember, I just dropped some bands to get a beat from Slim Shady himself. That is a monumental accomplishment. Like I say, kudos.
Really hope when I bought it he wasn't angry, but I really had to tell him that he changed me. The truth of the matter is,
man, look, I like this song. Now, I'm going to admit, this is not my best Tom Macdonald song that I've heard or reacted to so far as sound goes. But I love the message. I love the imagery. I love some of the flow. And just it meets the bar. I wouldn't put this on the same level of, you know, J. Cole's Dear Nas or whatever the case may be. But I will say that this song itself is, you know, definitely up there. It's top tier. He did a good job. The flow is clean and crisp. The beat is nice and the flow is good. The bars are there and the message is there. It's hammering home.
Without you, Marshall Mathers, I would have committed suicide before I was a rapper. You showed me that.
Dang. That is something that anybody should be proud of. That you had an influence on somebody's life to the point where you stopped them from committing suicide. I mean, even if Eminem don't like anything about Tom Macdonald, you gotta love that. You gotta love it.
I could do it. I didn't need to be black, or I know it's stupid, but I just had to do my best to say thank you. Marshall, remember back.
You use the tools that you have to accomplish the mission that you want to accomplish. And Tom Macdonald is a rapper. He chose this avenue because this was the best way that he can give thanks. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love that.
When you became Eminem, you changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you. I don't give a what, saying what I want with my fingers up. Everybody triggered and they think I suck, but I don't give a what.
Everybody ain't triggered, Tom. It's a lot of people triggered. Hell, people who might listen to your music still might be triggered at times. But hell, you're doing pretty good for yourself, brother. You're doing really good for yourself. You got a large following. I see the Hangover Gang always showing up in the comments and showing love and showing that dedication and, you know, teaching me a lot about you. So you're doing really good. I don't think as many people are triggered as you think. Of course, the people who are on the opposite side of you on some of the issues are going to be triggered regardless, no matter what. There are going to be people who don't like you because you're a white rapper. There are going to be people who like you because of where you're from and you're rapping about certain issues in America. There's always going to be those things and those people regardless. But for those of you who are triggered, suck it up. Get to it.
Marshall, remember back when you became Eminem, you changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you.
like I said, I would have loved to see more imagery of him writing, more into that Stan video and imagery, because that would have definitely been a much better approach when it came to the visuals of the video. I don't have a problem with this. I'm just critiquing it as if I was the one doing the video or something, and I'm not. But if I was, I would have definitely hammered home that imagery of Stan and writing a letter to Slim Shady, writing a letter, stressing out about it and saying all of the things and getting it out. That would have been wonderful. He did it a little bit, but I would have definitely did it much more.
What, saying what I want with my fingers up. Everybody triggered and they think I suck, but I don't give a what. Nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what.
Nah, that nah, 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 nah is really catching on to me. I like that nah, nah, nah. I'm probably going to be singing it later on. Nah, 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 which is good, which is great.
Nah, 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 nah.
I like that mask. Look, ooh, put the mask on right when I said that I like that mask. Video by Nova Rockefeller. Nova is the woman in his life. Shouts out to Nova. And I hear y'all over there doing all this on y'all own, which I can't help but say that I respect highly. Really, really love this song. Really love it. Now, that's the song. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. And look, I could have talked about this song for 30 minutes. Hour, and we could have went through and broke down every single verse, and it's not that long of a song compared to some of the other songs that he's written that I've reacted to, but that's great. Tom Macdonald did his thing on that, and go check it out. Like I said, I'll put that in the description below. If you ain't heard that song, go check it out, add it to your playlist. Also, you know, take the time to like and subscribe and share this video if you can with somebody you think will appreciate it. I do my best to give these breakdowns and give my honest opinion and share a little bit of insight based on my life and experience. And like I said, I'll take this one ship challenge. I'm afraid once I reach 1,000 subscribers on the live stream, so don't miss that. Don't miss that at all. Please and thank you so much for all of the subscribers and the people who've supported me over this year and some change building this channel and growing. So thank you so much. And as always, be great. Be great. Be peaceful as well. You can do both at the same time. Thank y'all so much for watching and listening. I am Javier with the Javier Show. Peace and glory.
1 in a million to 1 villain. Too hot to be in the kitchen. I'll end up melting the ceiling.